All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fuel Up with Team Battle Chef. My name is Chef Anastasia, and welcome back. I know it's the first 2 or 3 weeks into the new year, and unfortunately, maybe some of us are stuck at home again due to COVID, but we are still meeting every Tuesday at 4:15 p.m. to make delicious recipes. So come back every Tuesday. Today, we are making something called a Cheesy Baked Oatmeal Quiche. I know a lot of us have maybe had oatmeal in a sweet way, but we are using it in a savory way and making a quiche with it. And I'm excited because cooking along with me is my Team Battle Chef Ambassador, Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hey everyone, my name is Nicole, and here I am as a Team Battle Chef Ambassador with Anastasia.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me again. So, Nicole, let's go over, just remind everyone how we're going to keep it safe and clean in the kitchen today.
You'd always like to wash your hands to the happy birthday song at least twice. You would like to wear a hat or tie your hair back like me and roll up your sleeves to prevent any germs in your food.
Awesome. Good
also,
point.
Remove jewelry.
Oh, I should do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, Nicole. And of course, what are our knife safety? I can go over a few knife safety points. I'll take you guys down to my chef zone. If you're not working with your knife, you want to keep it at the top of your cutting board. I don't know if you can see my screen with the blade facing away from you. So let's see. Can everyone see that? And then if you're ever walking around with your knife, you want to, put it at your side and just let everyone know that you're walking around. You can say something like behind with a knife so everyone knows to stay out of your way. And speaking of cooking with people, if you are cooking with somebody today, ask them to join you now so we can get started. All right, so today, like I said, we're making a cheesy baked oatmeal quiche. And every week we usually have a guest chef, but I see today, I think only Lainey is cooking along. So for now, she can be our guest chef as always. So let's give it up for Lainey. All right, so to make our quiche, what do we need today? First, we want to start by preheating our ovens to 375 degrees. So that way, when we want to put our quiche in the oven, it's all ready for us and we don't have to wait for the oven. We want the oven waiting for us, right? Second of all, I know we're using either frozen or fresh broccoli in our quiche. If you're using frozen, you want to defrost that so you can pop it in the microwave, or you can do something that we're going to do with our fresh broccoli. So if you're using fresh broccoli, I have a small saucepan of boiling water. So you want to get a small saucepan and put it with some water to boil. And I will show you what I mean in a little bit when we get there. But that's a way to par-cook our broccoli before adding it to the quiche. So what else do we need for our quiche? Besides our broccoli, we're going to need some cooking spray for our pans so nothing sticks. We're going to need some milk. We're going to need some eggs. So if you're making enough quiche, I didn't bring this up. So if you want to make a nice big quiche for your family and friends, you need 2 cups of milk. I'm making less, but for a nice big quiche, 2 cups of milk. You're going to need 5 eggs. I have 3 because I'm making less, but 5 eggs for a regular size quiche. You're going to need some baking powder. We're going to need about 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, right? And that's going to make everything rise in the oven. We need some salt to flavor things up, some black pepper, and then our spices will be, you can play around with your spices, but I chose some oregano, some dried oregano. You can use some thyme or some basil if you'd like. I also have some chili powder, which is optional. You don't need it, but I love it because it gives a nice little kick. We need, for a full size, we're going to have 2 cups of plain oats. So plain old-fashioned oats. Nice, Lainey. There it goes. 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. And then our ham, or you can use turkey. I have some ham right here that we're gonna dice up, and that's about 5.5 to 6 ounces of ham. But if you have turkey, you can use turkey as well. You can even use some chicken if you have some leftover chicken in your fridge. All right, that's that. So, Nicole, you saw what I'm using. Are you using anything different from me?
Yeah, I'll be using an onion. I'll be adding onion to my recipe.
Ooh, that's a good one. It gives a nice kind of oniony flavor. I like that. Anything else different in there? Nope. All right. So now that we know what ingredients we need for our quiche, now I want to know, why are these ingredients good for us? So why don't we play a little game called Kahoot? So if you want to pull up Kahoot, Joelle. And anybody could play. So all you're going to do is head to www.kahoot.it, or if you have the Kahoot app, you can use that. And it's going to direct you to type in a game pin, and it's 8310202. Or I think now you can even scan that QR code. That's pretty cool. So either go to kahoot.it or use the Kahoot app and type in this game pin. 8310202. All right. Is that Beard.Vernon? Hi, thanks for joining. Where are you from? So you can put it in the chat or you can say it. Are you a teacher? Are you part of a program? All right, so far we only have Lainey. Does Angelica want to join? Does Nicole want to join Kahoot? Jovante, if you're still here, would you like to play with us? Anybody, Lynn can play, even Beard.Vernon or Nicole, anybody can play Kahoot. So we can find out why these quiche ingredients are yummy and nutritious. We need more than one player or else we're not gonna play. And I can't play, I know the answers. There we go. All right, and I think that's how. Thank you for joining. So I'll give it another 15 seconds. You guys can also join midway if you're too late. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. There we go, Lynn. 3, 2, 1. Let's play. All right, so Kahoot. I love this game. So much fun. Cheesy Baked Oatmeal Quiche Kahoot in 3, 2, and 1. All right, first question out of 10. No wrong or right answer. Has anyone ever made homemade quiche before? So 2 have, and 1 said no. This will be their first time. Awesome. No wrong answer there. All right, so where do we think quiche originated? Huh? Is it France? That's right. Quiche is originally from France, you guys. So quiche is a baked egg item from France. Okay. So eggs are an inexpensive source of carbohydrates. Is that true or false? That is false. That's right. It is an inexpensive source of protein though. So eggs are really great and really affordable to get your protein into your meals. But it doesn't have carbohydrates. All right, question number 4. We need protein to build muscles and to make hormones, increase blood flow, make enzymes, or lower blood pressure. So it's two, maybe two are correct. I think that's right. So if, did anybody get this? One person got one answer right. So we need protein not only for strong muscles, but also to make something called hormones and enzymes in our bodies, which our bodies need for tons of things. So protein is super important to get into your meals. All right, Jerry's in the lead. Good job. But it's not too late, guys. Milk is high in, is it iron, vitamin C, vitamin K, or calcium? That's right, guys. Milk is high in, of course, calcium, which we need for strong, healthy bones and teeth. All right, good job. Number 6, which of today's ingredients are good sources of vitamin D? Is it milk, oats, eggs, or cheese? So I said ingredients. So there's 2 of them right there. So both milk and eggs are good sources of vitamin D, which we need for strong, healthy bones as well. Cheese it has vitamin D in there, but not a lot. So it's not a great source of it, although it does have a little bit of vitamin D. But milk and eggs are higher in vitamin D. So they're really good sources. All right. How much fiber is in 2 cups of oats? So we need fiber, right? But how much do we think, let's just take a guess, is in 2 cups of oats? Is it 5 grams, 9 grams, 33 grams? Whoa, 33 grams, you guys. So that proves oats are a great source of fiber, which we need for a lot of things. I think that's one of our questions as well. If it's not, I'll talk about fiber in a little bit. I don't want to give anything away. Not that nice. All right, true or false? Milk is a good source of protein. Is that true or is that false? That is so true, you guys. That's why we love milk, because not only is it high in calcium and vitamin D, but also that muscle building protein that I talked about. So drink up. Good job. Wow. Smarty pants. All right. So I kind of gave this away before. What is blanching? We're going to use a method for blanching called blanching. So what does that mean? Does it mean cutting a vegetable very small? Does it mean trimming a vegetable or barely cutting it at all? Does it mean letting something sit in boiling water for a really long time? Or does it mean briefly cooking something in boiling water? That is correct, you guys. So I said we're going to blanch our broccoli, which means just cooking it really quickly in boiling water. So it's going to happen super quickly. All righty, good job. Last question. Which ingredient today is high in vitamin C? Oats, broccoli, milk, or chili powder? So I know that it's high in a lot of fruits and vegetables. That's right. Broccoli, which is a vegetable, of course, is a great source of vitamin C, which we need for our immune systems, our skin, right? To feel good, to have our immune systems working during COVID, right? So it'll help us fight those viruses. All right, so let's see. 3rd place is Lynn. Good job, Lynn. 2nd, we have Lainey, you smarty. And number 1 is Jerry. Good job, Jerry. I hope you all learned something from that. I know I did. So without further ado, why don't we get cooking? You ready, Nicole? Ready to battle it out? All right, so let's take you all down to our chef zone. Just a second. Oh, we have more people joining. Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
Thanks for joining. Where are you joining from?
Oh, I'm from Brussels. I'm Wendy.
Oh,
but I'm
nice.
learning from home.
Great, great. So are you cooking along with us?
Yeah, I'm cooking along.
Great. So we're just getting started. I will say in the chat, there is a link to a sign-up sheet. So you want to sign in there, and then every 8 times you attend, you win a prize. So we're gonna keep track. Do you see in the chat? There's a
Oh yeah, I see.
great. So if you want to put your name and where you're from and all that, and if you come 8 times, you win a prize. Alrighty, thank you. So let's get started with our quiche. I will take you guys down. Are we all ready? So like I said, we want to start with probably blanching our broccoli to get that out of the way. So I have a head of broccoli here. I'm using fresh broccoli. If you're using frozen, you can still do this to defrost it. If your frozen broccoli is already defrosted, which means it's not frozen anymore, you can just leave it to the side for now or chop it up while I'm doing this. So this is a head of fresh broccoli. I'm just going to take the stalk, this is the stalk off, or the stem, and I'm going to save this. This is not garbage. You can shred this up and put it in a salad. So I'm going to put that on the side. It's not going to the garbage. Now, we want about, how much broccoli do we want, Nicole? Do we remember?
I don't remember.
So it's about 1.25 cups if you're making the full batch. If you're making half the batch like I am, it's only 3/4 up to like a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup.
Since I prepped my broccoli, I'm gonna start prepping my onion.
Great, so it's time to chop up our ingredients so everything's ready. I chopped up my broccoli into small pieces, just like this. I know Lainey's using frozen broccoli. Gabby, what kind of broccoli are you using? Fresh or frozen?
Oh, I'm using frozen.
Okay, is it still frozen?
Yeah.
All right, so what you want to do is either pop that in the microwave for about 2 minutes to defrost it. And then if it's still frozen after 2 minutes, you can put it for another minute, or you can do what I'm doing. If you have fresh broccoli and you want to par cook it, I have a pot of water, a small pot or saucepan of water right here that I'm boiling. So you can either microwave it, or like I'm doing, I'm about to dump my fresh broccoli florets, these are called florets, into boiling water to do something we call blanching. And blanching means briefly cooking something in boiling water. So what I'm gonna do is pop this into my boiling water carefully. And now blanching, like I said, it's a very quick process. So you want to only blanch this for about a minute. And you'll see, I'll show you, once it comes out, it's gonna have a nice bright green color. Because blanching, you retain a lot of the color and the nutrients. Have you ever noticed that when you overcook something green, it becomes that dark green, kind of grayish, even brown color? So by blanching something, it's cooking it, but not overcooking it. So you still retain a lot of the vitamins too. So it's been about 30 seconds. And like I said, broccoli is a good, and oats are a good source of fiber as well. And why do we love fiber? Because it promotes digestion. It promotes going to the bathroom. Not to sound a little yucky, but it helps you go. So if you have a problem going, you might not have enough fiber in your diet. All right, I'm gonna take my broccoli out.
Anastasia, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between an omelet and quiche?
Ooh, good question. So they're all egg dishes, right? Omelets and frittatas and quiches, but the cooking method is different. So omelets and frittatas are usually made on a pan, right, on the stove. while a quiche just goes straight into the oven to bake. So it's basically a different cooking method, and quiches also often have a crust on the bottom. While
Okay.
a ricotta and an omelet do not. That's a really good question, Nicole. Okay, so my broccoli is blanched. What's next? So did you chop up your onion?
Yeah,
Right.
my eyes are watering.
I know onions make us cry. That's the only time we should cry in the kitchen, when cutting onions. Okay, so next up, I want to prep our ham or our turkey. So I want to dice this up. Lainey, Gabby, are we using a big chunk of ham or turkey, or do we have like slices like Nicole has?
Slices.
All right, so you might want to watch Nicole. So Nicole, why don't you show them how to dice up their ham or turkey?
You can just use this method, the bear claw.
So the bear claw, and you want to maybe cut, if you can see mine and Nicole's, a few long strips of your meat. So it would work with cold cuts if that's what you have.
I'm not using it.
So you see I have long pieces now, right? Like that.
Then
So
you
that's
can
nice.
cut it the other way. Yeah, turn it. The same.
So that was a slice, and Nicole's saying now we're gonna dice it. Good point.
Right.
So this is called like a cube or a dice. You'll see it becomes like a little
The green one?
square, like a cube. That's about 5 ounces. So I'm guessing if you're using like the thinly cut cold cuts that come in a package, it's about maybe like 5 or 6 slices, depending on the thickness. All right. So my ham is all diced up, and ham is another good source of what? Protein, of course. And like we said, we need protein for building muscles and for hormones and for enzymes, among many other things. So my ham is diced, my broccoli is blanched, and now we can start building our quiche. So as a reminder, make sure your ovens are preheating to 375 degrees. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and do that. Then I have a mixing bowl over here, and I'm gonna crack my eggs into my mixing bowl. So I'm using 3 eggs, but the whole recipe is 5 eggs. So if you're making it in a larger portion, you want 5 eggs. And we're gonna crack them right into our bowl. Nicole, I know you're a pro at cracking eggs. Look at that, guys. She can do it with one hand. Show us, Nicole. Lainey, let me show you, let me see how you crack your eggs. Wow, that was good. Gabby, how's it going over there? Are you cooking? Are you cooking along? If you want, you could turn your camera on so we can see your quiche and we can help you out.
I'm dicing the turkeys right now.
Oh, awesome.
Turkey.
Were you able to turn on your camera or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on a few.
Great. So we also have our 2 cups of milk. That's gonna go in with your eggs. And we have baking powder. So that's gonna make the quiche rise. So baking powder, like you add it to cakes and cookies, it makes things rise in the oven. You're gonna need 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder if you're doing the full portion. Yes, 1 for me. So after the baking powder, we wanna season this up a little bit. So we're adding a pinch of salt. You can do about 1/8 teaspoon, so a good pinch.
I put all my seasonings together.
That's fine. Smart. Less dishes to do. And then we have some black pepper. So it's about 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon, not too much. So 1/2 is fine. And then I'm using chili powder to give it a nice little kick. You don't have to use it, but if you want, start with a little bit. So maybe like 1/4 teaspoon, so it's not too spicy. But if you like spice like I do, go for it, add a little more. And then I have a herb called oregano, and this is dried oregano. It's actually Greek oregano from Greece. And it comes in these like large chunks, and you want to just, grind it up with your fingers, or you can use regular oregano or parsley if you like parsley. Any dried herb you like, you could do thyme. And that's about 1/2 teaspoon. And now we want to whisk this up.
You could use a fork like I'm using right now.
Good point. If you don't have a whisk like I have and like Lainey has, Nicole's using a fork. You want to whisk that. You want to make sure to break up the egg yolks, right? Until it's all combined. All right. Whisk, whisk, whisk. This is an arm workout too. All right, so you want to make sure it's all incorporated and combined. How's it going over there, Gabby and Lainey? Good.
I think I'm done whisking.
Okay, so now we want to go in with our oats. So we have about 2 cups of oats if you're making the whole version. And we want to just stir that in. So we're just gonna stir it, and you'll see, you're gonna let this sit on the side for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. The more, the better. And you'll see that the oats are going to plump up and absorb all the liquid from the milk, from the eggs. So we will set that to the side for about 2 minutes. I think I'm gonna chop up my broccoli a little bit more because there are some big pieces while that sits on the side. And what else do you think you can add to this quiche, Nicole, to make it different next time?
You can add other vegetables that you want. You don't have to add broccoli.
Good point. So this is a very good dish to get rid of any vegetables you have in the fridge, anything extra, like if you have some onion like Nicole has, or even bell pepper, some spinach would be great.
Or carrot.
Really versatile dish.
I'm putting in mine red pepper and onion.
Ooh, I love red pepper. Another great source of vitamin C. Yeah, like Lainey said, if you have something else in your kitchen that you want to use, go for it.
And you don't have to use mozzarella cheese either. You could use cheddar cheese, any kind of cheese.
So are you using mozzarella, that means?
Yeah, I'm using mozzarella.
Lainey, what type of cheese are you using?
Holy,
What was that?
Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack.
Oh, I love Monterey Jack. I'm using a cheddar, so we all have different cheeses. Gabby, what kind of cheese are you gonna use?
Ricotta cheese.
Ooh, that's gonna make it nice and creamy. So we are all very different today. I love this. All right, so you'll see it's only been a minute or two, but my oats have plumped up a little bit because they're absorbing the liquid. and it's getting a little thicker. So now we want to go ahead and add in our chopped vegetables.
I think I'm gonna need a bigger bowl, so I'm gonna get a bigger bowl.
Smart. I think I have a little extra broccoli, so I'll put that on the side. So I'm adding my chopped vegetables. I'm adding my shredded cheese. So how much cheese do we need? We need about 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. Or if it's ricotta, you can use about maybe a cup to not make it too liquidy. All right, and then we have our diced ham, or if you're using turkey, or like I said, you can use chicken, or maybe your favorite leftover meat. If you have leftover maybe beef from the other night, leftover corned beef, anything can go in here. And you're gonna mix it up. Make sure everything is evenly combined. So every bite of our quiche has everything we need. Our cheese, our ham, our broccoli. And whereas, you know, a lot of quiches have a crust on the bottom, I think the oats are acting like the crust inside the quiche. It's pretty different, but pretty good. How's everyone else doing? Let's see. Nicole has a larger bowl. Lainey is still mixing. Good job. All right. And you know, since this is a French dish, their iconic quiche has ham in it too. It's called a quiche Lorraine. So it's with cheese and ham bits. So it's similar to that, called a quiche Lorraine. I don't know who Lorraine is, but her quiche is delicious.
I can't wait to try this one with onion.
Ooh. Yeah, next time I make it, I think I'm gonna add onion and some spinach and some dill. Some different herbs. Any questions so far?
How to do it.
All right. So far, so good?
Did you add,
Oh, good.
What was that?
did you add the cheese yet?
Yeah, I added everything. The ham, the cheese, the broccoli. It's all in there. So another big part of cooking is cleaning as you go. I'm gonna take some of this out of my way so we can have a clean workspace while everyone else catches up. Did you ever have quiche before this, Nicole?
No, I had it last night and it was super good. Like, so
Yeah, it goes to show. Maybe you've never had something or never tried something, but try it because it will be delicious. All right, so next up, while I clean my workspace, we want to spray our baking dish. So I have a little square one right here. If you want, you can use a round pie dish, like what you would bake pie in. That's typical for quiche, like a round quiche. Or you can use a 9x9, so like those a little larger than this, a square baking dish. And we don't want our quiche to stick to our pan, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna spray it. Just like that. Get the sides too. And I'm sure you can even use little mini muffin tins to make this if you want like portable quiche muffins and bake it for a little less, maybe half the time. And what I love about this is that it's a great make ahead breakfast. You can have it in your fridge and just heat it up in the morning and you are good to go. Look at that. Wow, the oats really plumped up and it got really thick. You would never think. And you'll see, you're gonna bake this for 40 to 45 minutes. I wish it was less so we can all try it together, but you'll see that it's gonna plump up and get nice and brown. How's it going over there, Gabby?
I'm taking out a pan so I can put it in.
Okay, good. Oh, you're quick.
Ready.
Wow, look at Nicole's before it goes in the oven. Wow, that looks good. This is mine before it goes in. Hold it up, Nicole. Wow. All right, so let's pop this in the oven, like I said, at 375 degrees. And you're gonna bake it for about 40 to 45 minutes. And then you're gonna test it, you'll see with a knife. I'll show you how to do that to make sure it's baked. So let's pop this bad boy in. I see Lainey working hard over there. Good job. Nicole went to put her quiche into her oven. And that was such a quick and easy recipe. Just like that, you have a quiche in the oven. It's also good as a after school snack or a dinner with like a salad or something on the side. So it could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now, like I said, we want to test when this comes out of the oven if it's ready. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm gonna take a knife, just like this. And I couldn't resist. I have my quiche all ready to go. But let's say if this was in the pan, you're gonna take your knife and run it into the quiche. And if it comes out clean, that means it's ready.
That's exactly what my grandma said last night.
Good. So what would it look like if it wasn't ready? What would the knife look like? What was that?
It would be moist.
Yeah, so there would still be some egg on the knife. You'll see it. And at that point, what could we do? Just bake it a little longer, right? All right. So hold it up to the camera, Nicole. Show us your product. Looks good. Looks good. I see Lainey has hers in the oven. Gabby, how is yours going? All right. So while
I'm
you
stirring.
Oh, good, good. Do you have any questions? Do you need any help? All right, we're here for you if you do, but I am gonna let everyone know how this tastes. So Nicole, take a big bite and I'll take mine. We did it again.
It's so good.
So you guys, I cannot wait for you guys to try this. You're gonna be very surprised. It's savory. It still has texture from the oats. I love the cheese in there, of course. I like the chili powder, it has a little spice kick. I also love the broccoli in there. By blanching the broccoli, it's not like dry and crusty. It's perfect. It goes really well with the ham as well. Not too much salt. It's good. How's yours?
It's perfect. Every flavor.
Good. So would you eat this as like a breakfast or lunch?
As an after-school snack.
Smart. After school, when you don't want to cook, right? You just want to come home to a ready-made snack. That's why it's good to make a whole batch and just have it ready to go. All right. So Lainey's is in the oven. Gabby is still, working on hers. I think she's almost ready. Anybody else have any questions? Are you guys gonna make this next time? Do you have any questions about when you do make it? Like I said, you can use anything you want in here. If you don't have ham, use something else. Or you can even make it vegetarian. It doesn't have to have meat. You can play around with the cheeses, play around with the vegetables, the herbs, the spices, and then you're good to go. All right. Gabby, is yours in the oven yet? How's it looking? If you want to show us, that'd be great. I was surprised when I saw a recipe with savory oatmeal. Because, oh, wow, look at Gabby's. Can we spotlight Gabby real quick? Let's see. Wow, Gabby. Oh, that looks so good. I can't wait till it comes out of your oven so you can try it. Looking great, Gabby. All right, so Gabby, you're just gonna wanna put that in a baking dish. Make sure you spray it and pop it in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. And you'll know it's done when you pierce it with a knife and it comes out clean. And that's all there is to it. I hope you guys enjoy it. But let's see what's going on next week. So Hal, if you can just share our slides. All right, so if you do make this quiche, which all of us did, take a picture of your delicious quiche is a tongue twister, you guys. Delicious quiche. Post it to Instagram. Tag us at Family Cook NYC and tag the American Dairy Association. I can't speak today. American Dairy NE, and use the hashtag FuelUpTVC. You can also follow us. Follow me at Family Cook NYC. And then Nicole, you're over at cooking.with_n. So for more great tips and recipes, you can follow us. And then of course, come back next week because we are having oatmeal again, but in a sweet way, chocolate oatmeal. You have never had a homemade oatmeal like this, I promise. It's good, it's chocolatey, it's sweet, it's perfect. So I hope to see you there next week, guys. Thank you, Nicole, for joining me. Thank you, Lainey. Thank you, Hal. Thank you, Joelle. Gabby, I can't wait for you to try this. Thank you, Nicole and Angelica. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And I hope to see you guys next week.
Bye.
Everyone.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.